To how accurate that search ended up being, we will find out.
Exactly.
TNMP, the Nerdy Misfit Podcast, with your hosts, Connor O'Neill and Matthew Hughes.
What is up, everybody? It's your hosts, Connor and Matthew, from the Nerdy Misfit Podcast.
But if you're watching the video, we're in a different location today.
Yeah, we had to move some things around. We're also quite rushed this week. Matt was enjoying life or whatever.
Oh, something like that.
So
disassociation from the world for a week.
Recording a relatively late episode by our standard in terms of when it's being released, because it's coming out
In less than 48 hours.
Yeah, less than 48 hours. Less than 36.
Who's counting?
Anyways, so yeah, we're here. We're ready. We thought we'd do something a little bit more chill for this episode.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing a tier list. This came to me because I was actually watching Good Mythical Kitchen, I believe.
Okay.
The last meal episode. And they had, what's his name? Gordon Levitt on.
Okay. Yeah.
And he did only cereals.
Dang.
He did different types. And I was kind of inspired because man was passionate about his cereal. And I was like, you know what?
I'm passionate about my
I
cereal.
like cereal. And I'm sure Matt likes cereal.
Heck yeah, dude.
We can do a cereal tier list. So here we are. We're going to do a cereal tier list today. But with before we get into that, Matt's going to go through some announcements.
A couple announcements going on here in the Nerdy Misfit world and the world in general. Rest in peace, James Earl Jones. He passed away on September 9th. That name might seem familiar to you in various fandoms, I suppose. The two biggest ones obviously being the voice of Darth Vader, and also the voice of Mufasa from the Lion King movie, the animated one.
If you heard his voice, you would know.
Yeah, you know the voice of James Earl Jones. Rest in peace. Beautiful person, beautiful man amongst the fandoms of nerds and everything like that. Now he's chilling up there with Stan Lee, Leonard Nimoy, and all the other...
Leaving back an epic legacy for us to enjoy as well. So
100%.
Rest in peace.
Otherwise, next week episode, Anime of the Month. If you've been following along, the anime for September is Horimiya.
That is correct, Horimiya. So we'll be discussing that, and we'll be picking our new anime of the month for October.
It's a spooky one.
Well, we actually don't technically know if it's a spooky one. We just
True, we haven't seen it.
That's why. We looked up something that could be good for Halloween. To how accurate that search ended up being, we will find out.
Exactly.
Yeah, Horimiya, if you're into romance, this is the one for you.
Exactly.
Tag along, watch it with your girlfriend or your other significant other.
Yeah.
Enjoy a nice, cozy romance.
Heck yeah. And otherwise, yeah. Join the Discord.
Join the Discord.
Watch,
Yeah, I guess you need to do that
subscribe.
for the Anime Club.
If you want to talk about the anime of the month, you got to join the Discord.
Or you
Be in
can
the Discord.
leave a comment on our Anime of the Month YouTube videos, which is subscribe, hit the bell.
Exactly. That's what we do. Help us grow. We'll help you grow in your anime knowledge and everything else, Star Wars, Marvel,
or you can help
DC.
us grow in our anime knowledge.
Exactly. If there's an anime that you want us to watch, you let us know.
Or correct us on stuff that we obviously
True
don't
that.
know.
And if you have any questions for us, leave that in the question corner in the Discord as well. We love to answer questions. It's been a little quiet recently, so shout out to Christian.
Yeah, the more quiet it is, the more Matt's going to potentially reach out to you personally.
Exactly.
He'll go down the Discord user list and start asking you for questions.
Ask us questions, please. But anyways, without further ado, we're going to slide on here. If you're watching with a video, we're doing tiermaker.com. We went through.
We'll put the link down in the description for the specific tier list.
Yeah, and if you want to do the tier list alongside us while you're listening, or do it later, send a screenshot of it. Send it our way so we can compare lists, and you can tell us why we're wrong.
And definitely feel free to comment and tell us why we're wrong. We did get a good amount of comments for the Pokemon one specifically. I think was
we did. Eddie
and a whole video, reply.
Ebats just going off.
So feel free to let us know why we're wrong.
Maybe this will be a return of Ebats for the cereal tier list.
Yeah. So we ended up picking this tier list because we felt like it covered a good majority of cereals that we kind of remember from a nostalgia base, but ate as a kid, you know.
And what we're eating now.
Some of which I feel like there's missing a few that we might eat
definitely.
now. But
For those who
overall covers
listening,
a good chunk.
I can go through them quick for those who are listening, just in case you're not watching the video. But we got Alphabets, Apple Cinnamon Cheerios, Apple Jacks, Blueberry, Mini Wheats, Captain Crunch, Cheerios, Chocolate Chex, Chocolate Lucky Charms, Cinnamon Chats, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Cocoa Pebbles, Cocoa Puffs, Cookie Crisp, Corn Chex, Corn Flakes, Corn Pops, Count Chocula, Frankenberry, French Toast Crunch, Fruit Loops, Frosted Flakes, Fruity Pebbles, Golden Crisp, also known as Sugar Crisp, we'll get to that, Golden Grams, Grape Nuts, don't know what that is, Harvest Crunch, Honey Bunch of Oats, Honey Bunch of Oats, Honey Roasted, Honey Nut Cheerios, Honey Smacks, Honeycombs, Crave, Life, Lucky Charms, Mini Wheats, Multigrain Cheerios, Nesquik, Oatmeal Crisp, Oreo O's, Raisin Bran, Reese Puffs, Rice Chex, Rice Krispies Cocoa, regular Rice Krispies, Shreddies, Special K, Mini Wheat, Strawberry Flavor, Trix, 2 scoops of Raisin Bran, Rice Krispies Vanilla Flavor, and Whole Wheat Chex.
Yeah, so it's a good list. A few missing. We'll mention those at the very end. But yeah, like we said, covers a good basis, a good chunk of very popular cereals, if you will. And we're going to be basing this off of in milk.
Oh.
So we're basing this off of you're having a proper bowl of cereal in the morning.
This is going to change my answers.
It should. That's why I wanted it said. I know that some people might eat these plain. I know Harvest. We might put a special asterisk for Harvest Crunch because it is more of a granola.
Nope. We're putting everything's got to be in milk.
And I've had it in only yogurt. So I can't actually say what it tastes like in milk.
That's fair. It's like that thick milk, you know?
Thicky milk,
a.k.a. yogurt.
I like yogurt with all my, that's why I eat my Honey Nut Cheerios.
Anyways,
so let's say whatever amount of milk that you feel you need in your cereal.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we're going cereal first and then pouring milk in.
Yeah, cereal milk, cereal then milk. People who are listening.
Anyways,
that's
so our rankings are S to F and then never tried / heard of. There'll be a few in there, but without further ado, let's get started. We're gonna start with Alphabets. I've had it maybe once or twice, but they're D? What are you basing it off of?
To be honest, I don't remember having them in milk as often. I usually had them outside of milk.
How many of your cereals did you have with milk?
More than not.
Okay, you were making me nervous.
Like, I'm just saying Alphabets for me was like putting a sandwich bag for like a snack for school, like elementary school. Like I used to do the same thing with honeycombs sometimes.
Okay.
I eat them without milk, just munch on them. But these were always just like dry.
Yeah, almost like they need milk.
Crazy concept, I know. But they weren't flavored really.
Oat-based cereal?
I don't remember.
I want to say they're like almost similar to like a Cheerio, just in an alphabet form, and they're frosted, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know.
But maybe I'm thinking of a different thing.
Frosted alphabet shaped multigrain.
Multigrain.
Yeah, whole grain oat and corn
whole
flour
grain
cereal
oat. Okay,
builds.
so I was kind of right. I think D's a little harsh, especially since you're basing it off a milkless claim.
I'm just saying is.
I'm gonna go with C.
C?
I don't think they're great. Oh, we put D.
Well, put D. It's okay. Next one that's gonna be shot right up there. Apple Cinnamon Cheerios.
I think this is either a B or an A.
Let's go for A because I feel like there's not gonna be too many in A.
Yeah, I think. Well, we're gonna do it next, but I think it's better than Apple Jacks.
Yeah.
Overall.
Less sweeter.
Yeah, not as like artificially. Like the Apple Jacks almost feel like artificially sweet.
Yeah.
Like too sweet.
Agreed. Which
and
is why we'll
like
put
very solid.
Apple Jacks in like a B or C.
A milk you like to finish off too at the end.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's
nice
a good
flavor.
cereal.
Yeah, I agree.
You're like, oh, nice little treat here at the end.
Exactly.
Not much else to say, honestly.
No, that's pretty straightforward, really.
Apple Jacks, I'm gonna put D.
Put it right there next to Alphabets, eh?
I'm just underwhelming.
Overrated.
Do you
remember the commercials?
I don't remember the Apple Jacks commercials.
No, if I remember correctly, they had the ones where they were in like the big like fruit suits. Like they had like weird mascots and stuff like that.
I've just been seeing way too many Canadian nostalgia ones, like the TV. What you watching? You should go outside. Marineland.
Everyone,
And the comments are always, Everyone hates Marineland now.
Greenland doesn't exist anymore, I'm pretty sure. I think it's officially closed.
I don't know.
But I'm not sure.
Okay, This is a cereal that I've not had or heard.
I have heard of, but I've never had. These are part of the 3 seasonals. So there's 3 that come out around the same time every year. Boo Berry, Frankenberry, and Count Chocula.
I've had Count Chocula, though.
Never had Count Chocula myself. I've never had Frankenberry or Boo Berry. But perhaps this will lead us to do a taste test episode.
Oh, dear. We are closing in on October.
Exactly, But anyways, yeah, Boo Berry and Frankenberry you can just put in and never tried.
Let us know if they're worth picking up.
Are they worth it? I don't know. Count Chocula, we'll get to that. Mini Wheats.
Are these just plain mini wheat? No frost? No nothing?
Brown sugar flavor specifically.
I do like brown sugar. Like when it comes to the oatmeals, have you ever had like the...
Oh, that's the best one.
Microwave, the cinnamon maple?
Best one.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Underrated because it always gets less amount of packs in the 3-pack with the different
because
flavors.
people must not like it. Must be an old person flavor or
Gotta
something.
be. We're old.
Yeah, but I was eating that one as a kid.
Yeah, an old personality.
That and the Dino one.
I had the Dino ones for the first time like 3 years ago.
They're not good. It's not good.
It's the experience, man.
Yeah, it's the experience.
B or A?
I'm really not a big mini wheat fan. I'm gonna put B.
Okay.
Just because I feel like if we have to put a mini wheats in A, I'm just gonna go with the classic like frosted.
That's fair.
Captain Crunch, that was like pure sugar.
It's got to go for D.
D.
Reason why I'm saying that is because I had it a couple of years ago.
I think I remember you mentioning this, that you had it a couple of years, and you're like, it didn't taste anything like you remember.
No, and it became way too soggy, way too fast. Both when I was a kid.
It was a very airy cereal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feeling it gets soggy quick, but man, that milk is just pure sugar.
You were hyper for
ecstasy,
days. Cheerios, just a
C.
Yeah.
Very plain Jane, very
average.
Okay.
Yeah.
You give it as a snack to a baby. That's the only
Facts
time I
are
see
facts,
people eating
though.
Cheerios.
That's fair, yeah. The
It's
amount
like
of Cheerios I got to
toddlers or
sweep
babies.
up in the cafe
Yeah,
sometimes.
that's all I ever
The
see.
worst. Chocolate Cheerios. I've never had chocolate Cheerios.
Chocolate Cheerios,
This is strictly you.
I think it's better than regular Cheerios. B.
Oh, wow, okay.
Not the best chocolate cereal, but it's okay.
Chocolate Chex?
I've never had any Chex.
I've never had
cereals.
any Chex either, so
Okay.
that's just going to be, boom, just grab the cinnamon Chex.
Oh, cinnamon Chex. I'm
Yeah.
sure these are pretty fire though.
Grab the corn Chex. Get these out of here.
I do like corn though.
I do like corn-based cereals for sure. Chocolate Lucky Charms.
Honestly, I want to say C. I just feel like you don't need to mess with Lucky Charms. It's already got its thing going on with like the frosted oats and then the
Marshmallows.
You don't need to add chocolate.
Yeah, you don't need to add an extra flavor. But was it like a s'moresy style? Like, did it taste like s'mores? No.
No. It was just like the classic, like, oh, your milk turns into chocolate milk.
Yeah, there's only 2 cereals that do good with that.
Yep. Count Chocula and Nesquik.
I was saying Reese Puffs.
I think I've had Reese Puffs once.
What?
And I wasn't a big fan of like the kind of like peanut butter-ish like taste with
That's
all
fair.
the milk.
Yeah. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Plopper up there.
It's
Plopper up there.
Okay.
We don't need to discuss
the cereal's
this.
fantastic, but it is just insane sugar.
Yeah, but it's the cinnamon, man.
Oh, it's so good.
This is good in milk and outside of milk.
Agreed. Messy though.
Messy. Oh, yeah.
You actually have to eat this with a spoon.
Yeah.
You can't.
It becomes shreddies by the end.
You can't be eating it like alphabets as just a snack with your fingers.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, I feel like it's pretty goated.
The next 2.
Okay, so now we just got a bunch. We'll bring over Count Chocula, and we're gonna bring over. Do we have any other
Reese Puffs.
Okay. Just because these are all.
Yeah, between Cocoa Pebbles, Cocoa Puffs, Count Chocula, Reese Puffs. I don't know. I wouldn't put the Reese's Pieces Cocoa up there.
The Rice Krispies, no.
No, because it's still the Krispies consistent. These are literally chocolate balls.
Yeah, but it's still a cereal that supposedly makes chocolate milk.
Oh, is that where we're basing this off of? Then you got to
Yeah.
put Nesquik up there too. Then
Of course. Also balls.
also balls.
It's your
the
ball
chocolate
method.
balls. Balls to the walls
Okay.
of chocolate. Okay.
Cocoa Pebbles.
C.
Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah.
Cocoa Puffs. C.
but better than Cocoa.
But better than Cocoa Pebbles.
Count Chocula?
That's you.
It 100% does like way better in terms of making your milk.
Okay.
Now that that can bring up a lot of questions in terms of health and stuff,
Yeah,
but
bro.
we're not. That's how we're basing we're not basing the cereal off of being healthy.
Yeah.
So it does a good job of that. If I'm not mistaken, Count Chocolate also has marshmallows, but they're like chocolate marshmallows.
Okay.
Fitting of, it's not just
Yeah.
turn. So I think it's solid.
Okay.
And like you said, it's a thematic one, comes out.
Yeah, it's seasonal.
So that's why it's better. There maybe quality or better quality or more effort goes into it just because it's such a smaller batch. I don't know.
That makes sense.
Nesquik,
Next to
I think is A.
Nesquik is A. I haven't had it in a long time, but man, do I remember loving that dang cereal.
Same.
Same with Reese's Puffs, man. Reese's Puffs, I'd say S to A or S.
I'll put it in A. I think the peanut butter can be off-putting in your cereal, like for milk.
Yeah.
But it does get the essence. Like, if this is a cereal that I think is better as no milk snack.
Yeah, because they're just crunchy puffs.
Crunchy, yeah, and you're just like, oh, this is enjoyable. Rice Krispies Cocoa, honestly, I'm going to put this down in D. Just unnecessary.
Don't mess when you got a good.
Also doesn't feel like it changes enough. I think it's an L. Cookie Crisp, I'm going to put it in, honestly, an F.
Yeah.
I think, one, I don't need my cereal to be a cookie. I don't need my morning. Even as a kid, I was like, okay, I feel like we've crossed the line now.
Yeah. That's fair.
Even as a kid, I was like, it's
too much.
Really? A cookie?
Yeah.
Cookies? Mini cookies are...
Dip your cookies in warm milk.
Like...
Not cold milk.
At least some of these are trying to act like they're healthy.
Yeah.
Cookie? And it wasn't even a good...
No, they were just flaky, flat.
Falling apart.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden... Shocker, if you leave your cookie in milk too long, what happens to it?
Soggy.
So, F for me. Cornflakes?
Corn Pops, A.
No, we're in cornflakes. But I
A.
agree. Corn Pops are A. Cornflakes? No.
A.
Well, are you basing this off of eating as a breakfast cereal with milk, or are you basing it off of the utility? Because if we're talking utility...
Oh, utility. S
it's
tier
S.
then. Throw that on some chicken with... Yeah.
Yeah, let's, instead of replacement of breadcrumbs...
Yeah, no, I agree with that for sure. But I'd go for A, man.
A for cereal?
Plain cornflakes with milk is just nice. It's no frost. Okay, let's go for B if we're going to put Frosted Flakes higher than
I'm just saying, we have plain Jane cereals, the cream of the crop, if you will, and Cheerios here. Is this just the corn bias?
I would eat cornflakes over Cheerios any day. So I think cornflakes...
Top of the C?
I guess, like a C+.
We'll give it the top of the C.
All right. French...
I can't believe you're trying to put that in A.
I love cornflakes, man.
Well, something tells me Frosted Flakes we're going to have some differing opinions. French Toast Crunch, I'm going to give it...
Mediocre.
A B. I loved it. As a kid, this was my favorite cereal. Pure sugar. I don't even know what the flavor was. I guess they're trying to say it's maple.
Oh, my goodness.
Do you know what the flavor they were going for was? I think it was maple.
Maybe?
Okay, I'll accept that it's C.
Okay, thank you.
But it was goated. Fruit Loops, that's an easy A or S.
What?
You didn't like Fruit Loops?
We're going to tell me the different Fruit Loops are different flavors?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it tasted good.
That's like top of the B.
Toucans also, I feel like that's a good mascot. Not too many people have toucans.
I did enjoy the cartoons with his kids and stuff like that.
The ads, yeah.
Yeah.
Frosted Flakes.
Where do you want to put this? I'd love to know where your thought process is.
If I was rating this on my
here.
own, it might have been in C tier, and your cornflakes might have been in D tier.
Frosted Flakes has got to be B.
Well, yeah, I guess we have to put it above cornflakes. It's not that bad.
That's so
sad. I ate them, but I was never excited to have cornflakes. Cornflakes or Frosted Flakes, never excited for them. Fruity Pebbles. Based on your dislike for Fruit Loops, I'm assuming this is a low rated.
I think I had it once, maybe.
They're not as good as Fruit Loops, in my opinion. I'm willing
Put
to
it
put
right
them in
beside
D.
Cocoa Pebbles or underneath it, yeah.
Sugar Crisp. Now,
Here's a
okay,
fun fact
this one's
about
called
this one.
Golden Crisp, but we, in our childhood, knew this
As Sugar Crisp. And I had to go down this rabbit hole because we weren't sure if it was the same cereal or not. It was called Sugar Crisp. I believe it's still called Sugar Crisp in Canada. The reason why it's called Golden Crisp is in the States is because of this movement to take the word sugar out of cereals to make it sound healthier.
Because sugar is the devil.
So I think by changing it to Golden Crisp, but not changing any of the sugar content, it was fine.
Now, this one's interesting. I don't know what its core made out of because it's a very interesting.
It was like a weird, like cinnamony.
It's like no, not cinnamon. It
But
was like a
like-
little bean. It looked like a bean.
No, it was bean, but it was like a cinnamon flavor.
No, I just remember it tasting like just pure sugar. I'm gonna be honest, it didn't taste like much.
Oh, Golden Crisp, sweetened candy coated puffed wheat,
Puffed wheat. That's what.
and
that's
is
why-
noted for its high sugar content.
I was gonna say it. That's
Oh,
why it kind
man.
of gives like almost like a popcorn. Like when you got like a popcorn that has a really big puffy part. That's kind of what it reminds me of. So which kind of makes sense. And it was it literally just tasted like sugar, man. Like I don't know what else to tell you. The one thing is it had a very interesting texture component to it.
Yeah.
Comparatively to other cereals. And I don't think it didn't get soggy or as like mushy soggy as other
No.
cereals. It held up pretty well.
I just need to read this part of the article. I'm on the Wikipedia page. In 1975, Sugar Orange Crisp was found to contain almost 71% sugar by dentist Ira Shannon. Shannon, who became tired of seeing so many cavities in its patients' mouths, brought hundreds of different kids of sugary breakfast cereals and analyzed the contents of each in a lab. Saying that, yeah, this one and Honey Smacks are the two brands with the highest sugar content, with more than 50%.
What the heck is Honey Smacks?
I don't know.
Anyways, I think it's a C tier.
Yeah,
But like
but I remember it the most.
it was a memorable C tier. It was one of my dad's favorite cereals that we'd have every now and then in the house. But you knew that was not good.
That was
for
not, yeah. it
You.
was-
You knew it. You knew it wasn't good for you. You knew it. It really does just taste like sugar. Golden Grams? Can't say I've had it.
Oh, yeah, can't get enough of that Sugar Crisp.
Are
You
you?
remember that?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was still reading the
Is
article.
that just like cue in
that
for
was
you?
at the bottom. I was like, oh, yeah, the jingle. Anyways, sorry. Going back to the
Golden
the
Grams.
list. Yeah, no, I don't know what that is.
Sounds like it's like a graham cracker cereal.
Yeah, no.
I'm
thanks.
sure it tastes great.
That sounds like something that shouldn't be with milk.
Grape nuts? You ever have nuts with your grapes?
Can't say I've had grapes with my nuts or my nuts with my grapes.
Fair enough. Okay.
Harvest Crunch, the one that you only put in yogurt for
Yeah,
your parfaits.
Yeah.
Bougie fuck.
Only ever had Harvest Crunch with yogurt, but it is pretty good.
It's great.
it's
I'd put
crunchy.
it in A.
A?
Yeah.
I was gonna say like a strong B.
All right, strong B is fine.
Like it definitely
In
wouldn't.
front of Fruit Loops.
It definitely wouldn't be like my go-to. But if it was one of the options, I would be considering it.
Yeah, but I feel like,
I feel like A and S is like you're grabbing that.
yeah.
You see it and you're like, oh yeah. You know what I mean?
Does Harvest
Are
Crunch
you going?
belong?
Oh yeah, when you see Harvest Crunch. Oh yeah, like Kool-Aid Man.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying, like, I'm looking at this list, and Harvest Crunch is in the same list as Fruit Loops.
Yeah, Fruit Loops is goated.
Moving on to Honey Bunch of...
Honey Bunches of Oats. That's goated. S tier.
Yeah. I don't know if I've had the
This
honey
has
one.
your flakes that you so
Oh, it's
love.
got a little bit of everything in it. Easy peasy.
sweet. It's got some nice little granola
Crunch, got
clusters.
some... Yeah.
It's got the almonds.
It's the best of the Honey Crunch, the Corn Flakes. All good to go. Never had this one, though.
Is this one the?
Honey...
Oh, this one's good too. I just feel like, honestly, they never missed.
Honey roasted.
I'll put an A. Did you ever have the peach one? The peach one was also really good.
Sounds
but,
pretty good.
but I think it didn't do as well because people. The dehydrated fruit stuff is always a little bit
Hit and
iffy.
miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought the peach one was really good, and I thought the strawberry one was not so good.
Mm,
That was
that's
probably.
rough.
its
I
weakest
enjoyed, like, the strawberry one with Special K.
I've had the strawberry with Special K. It's okay.
Yeah.
Dehydrated strawberries don't
rehydrate well in milk specifically.
They don't rehydrate well.
Yeah.
Especially in milk.
Honey
Nut Cheerios.
Cheerios.
Goated. You just can't go wrong with Honey Nut Cheerios, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like if I was to offer you a cereal, I'd be like, if you were like, Connor, you need to pick me a cereal that I'm going to like or I die, I'd just grab Honey Nut Cheerios. Who doesn't like Honey Nut Cheerios?
I'd put Honey Nut Cheerios in like the top 3 for sure of like if I had to pick a cereal to eat for the rest of my life, that's up there.
Yeah, because I don't know, there's just something about Honey Nut Cheerios that doesn't feel like you can get bored of it because you just accept for what it is. You're like,
yeah.
I'm eating a breakfast cereal. It doesn't need to be flashy. I don't need no extra marshmallows.
No, I just got that hint of honey. I'm good to go.
Yeah, it holds up long enough for you to finish your cereal. Like I'm not gonna go in here and say like the oat circles last forever.
No.
But they stay well enough for the time it should take you to eat your bowl of cereal. Which is all you need.
That's all you need.
And the milk is good after.
Easy
No
peasy.
complaints.
Honey Smacks, never heard of.
It looks just like Sugar Crisp, so I can only imagine.
Honeycomb S.
Okay.
Just toss that up there. Don't even.
You know, this cereal was one of my all-time favorites as a kid. And something, okay, you let me know if I'm on my own here, but something I absolutely love about the cereal is sometimes you get like the ones that are very big and poofy.
Yes, and the extra crunch.
And then sometimes you get the harder ones that are like small and crunch. And it's like a texture wonderland in its own cereal.
Exactly.
And some of them are like stuck together.
Great with milk, great without milk. This is the epitome of like all around great frickin' cereal.
Probably awful for you.
Oh, I don't even want to look at the details of that.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't ruin that for us.
No. Crave?
Crave? I think I've only had it like once.
Same. Not really memorable.
I remember like the commercials, like when it was like a new thing, and I was like, "What is this?" Like chocolate.
Crave cereal.
Yeah. I'll give it a C.
Yeah. Life?
I've never had Life cereal.
It's like Shreddies, pretty much, but more holy.
Lucky Charms, eh? Classic Lucky Charms. Nah, you gotta put it in an A.
Yeah.
Frosted Oats with
Marshmallow.
all the marshmallows.
They're after me, Lucky Charms.
You ever eat just all the oats and leave all the marshmallows for the end?
I was usually the other way around.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't like my marshmallows to be too soggy.
Literally, I would eat all of the oats, pick around every single, and like it would. Sometimes the marshmallows would go in behind my spoon. I'm like, nah, dog, you're going back in there, and then it would just be only marshmallows.
I do appreciate Lucky Charms for it was like this sounds experimental is not the word I want to use here, but it was the most fun cereal. Like I remember when it was like, oh, there's a new marshmallow, a new charm,
a special charm for whatever
mystery charm.
You liked their marketing.
Yeah, the marketing for Lucky Charms was fun. I think of all like the cereal mascots, with the ads, this one was probably the most fun.
Snap Crackle Pop usually had some good ads.
Oh yeah, with the singing competitions and stuff like that. Yeah.
Mini Wheats, Frosted Mini Wheats, I think this is.
It looks like it. No, it's just original, but I think they're always frosted. See, I guess.
Better or worse than your cornflakes?
Oh, not as good as cornflakes.
Oh, boy. Too much chewing.
Yeah.
I do know that some people like to heat their milk up with this one.
Yeah, I could respect that.
I find that it takes too long for the milk to really penetrate that really woven wheat.
Yeah.
You know? Like, they're dense. And the milk takes a while. And when I'm pouring my milk over top of my cereal, like for me, like this is also why Honey Nut Cheerios are good. You pour your cereal, you pour your milk over top of them, you give it maybe like a little bit of push, dunk, make sure all of your cereal got dunked, and then you're good to go. You can't really do that with mini wheats.
No, because they just take up the entire bowl.
Yeah, and they don't go down.
They don't go down. They don't soak up any of the milk.
They're just dense.
Exactly.
And then you're like,
yeah, you're literally just.
You're like really. You're really going to town.
You're crunching them. Multigrain Cheerios. This is just healthier Cheerios.
Yeah. I'm just going to put them in the same
level as Cheerios.
But further down the ranks there.
Next up, Oatmeal Crisp.
Oatmeal Crisp, I'm going to put A. Strong
A.
I've never, even even though this is just, I think, the original, I just really, as you can tell by the Honey Bunches of Oats as well that we have up here, is I like the different textures going on.
Do you enjoy oatmeal crisp? I guess you've never had Harvest Crunch with milk, but if you had to pick, would you pick oatmeal crisp or Harvest Crunch?
I would probably pick oatmeal crisp
Okay.
if I'm having it as a cereal.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Just making sure.
I think oatmeal crisp is similar to Honey Bunches of Oats. It just has, you got your flakes, you got like the little bit of extra textures from other components within the cereal. It's not just a boring one tone thing.
Yeah.
And they have a bunch of different flavors too, which are good. Oreos.
Never cared for these.
I was gonna say F.
Yeah.
Just don't need my Oreos as like it feels like how popular Reese Puffs became.
They tried
Other
so
treats,
hard.
Other treat kind of styles were like,
Yeah.
we can make ours into a cereal.
I mean, nowadays you go down the cereal aisle, there's Timbit cereal.
Yes, I've seen that. I saw Tim Hortons came out with different.
I had one a few years ago when they first came out, and they were just gosh awful. Not good in the slightest.
I don't need like my snacks to become cereal.
Just stick what you are. Yeah. This next one, I'm curious of where you'd want to put this.
I hate raisins, so
that explains it.
F. I'm a big foodie. I love all sorts of foods.
Yeah.
And I like to try them, and I'll try stuff over again, even if I didn't like it. I like raisins. I like dehydrated apple, banana. I like dehydrated apricot. Like I like my fruits of the dehydrated variety. But I can't stand raisins. I can't even
That's
stand.
so sad.
I can't even stand a grape that's not crisp. You know, like when the grapes start to have a little bit of
mush?
give?
Yeah.
No.
You like your hard grapes.
I like my grapes hard. I like when you bite into a grape, I want to hear
like
that
it hard.
I
I
like
get
that
it, man.
crunch of the grape.
Yeah. That sucks. This is one of my favorite cereals.
Of course it is. I bet when they said 2 scoops of raisins, you were like, holy mother, I am only eating this cereal for the rest of my life.
The funny thing is I my least favorite Halloween candy was getting the box of raisins. Like I feel like that was a staple.
You could have put those in your Raisin Bran. You could have had 3 scoops of raisins in your Raisin Bran. That's what you should have saved them for. Or you could have put them in your freaking cornflakes, and you had corn. Could have Raisin Corn Bran.
Raisin Corn Bran. Oh no. Okay, can we compromise and put this not an F?
I'll accept C.
All right, fine. High C, mid C. Well, don't put any D.
Low C.
Okay, they're better than Cocoa Puffs. Fine.
Let us know if this is the wrong decision. Do you like Raisin Bran?
Yes or no?
I am aware how that question sounds and that it really doesn't need an answer. But let us know
Do you
anyways.
like 2 scoops of Raisin Bran?
Do you like raisins? Do you like bran? Do they sound even better together?
With 2 scoops.
Let us know.
Next one, S tier.
Yeah, Rice Krispies. Very plain. Like
similar to
the best plain Jane.
Yeah.
Like if you're thinking like this, cornflakes.
But are you ever going to have Rice Krispies without sprinkling a little bit of sugar on top to get that pop?
All the time.
That's what I mean.
I have it without sugar all the time.
Really?
Oh yeah, I love it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think they're fantastic.
I think the snap crackle pop of putting a little bit of sugar on there just...
The one negative is they definitely do get soggy faster.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta put them down in the milk, and you gotta be going to town.
Yeah, you would just grab the bowl and just glug, glug, glug.
Because those little bits at the end,
bowl.
they're always just like, they're becoming like really flat.
Yeah.
And spreading out. Obviously, we're not mentioning, but versatility, you can make your own Rice Krispie squares, which are always fire. Always. Yeah, I just really like Rice Krispies.
That's fair.
Even though they're very plain.
Yeah.
Also, as we've gone through, obviously a very common thing is oat, corn, right? Wheat.
Oat, wheat,
rice.
and corn.
Puffed rice.
True.
Something different. Staple in the household for sure.
Staple of our childhoods for sure, with the commercials, with this this was just a cereal that was great.
Shreddies.
I mean, C? D?
High D?
High D?
Not great.
Not great.
You just don't get excited for Shreddies. if I had to wake up every morning and see Shreddies as my only option for breakfast, I'd be like, I'm not having breakfast.
Skipping breakfast.
Yeah.
Special K red berries. Now you said something about how the berries don't always hydrate well.
Yeah.
I
do enjoy the Special K plain cereal. So the thing is, Special K plain is kind of very similar to Rice Krispies. They're a rice style, puffed rice style, very easy to eat. Very chill. Then they also have all the different flake cereals, which are good. I like that they're kind of even bigger and crunchier flakes than like Honey Bunches of Oats and stuff. They got a nice crunch to them. Hold up very well in milk. But yeah, some of the dehydrated fruits, they're hit or miss.
Some of it, hit and miss for sure. I would say this is a solid B.
I think it's a B too, above Frosted Flakes.
Yeah,
I would pick it over.
I guess
Flakes. I would pick it over Frosted Flakes.
Yeah, that's fair.
The options.
This one,
mini wheat strawberry.
Weird cereal. Loved the jingle growing up.
I'm gonna put it right there with mini wheats. Just slightly they're almost tied. It's kind of what you're in the mood for.
Yeah, I think the strawberry flavor mini wheats is a little bit better because with your crunching it down, at least you're getting a little bit of flavor with it.
But the only thing is artificial flavoring for strawberry is
so bad 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, it's not really great. Trix, another fruity cereal.
Never had this one. Actually, I've never had it before. I just know the Trix are for kids.
I'll put it in
slogan.
D. It's kind of matched with Fruity Pebbles. It's very sugary, fruity. It's
Wait. This is 2 scoops Raisin Bran, not to be confused with Raisin Bran.
Oh, well, this one has to go above Raisin Bran.
Exactly. By 1.
Unless you don't like raisins, but you're forced to eat Raisin Bran against your will, in which case you would pick regular Raisin Bran. Surprised we don't just have bran cereal. Rice Krispies vanilla. Honestly, I found that the vanilla... Have you had these?
I think I did once. I think anytime they added flavor to the Rice Krispies, like the artificial flavors, vanilla, chocolate, but not good. It didn't
even taste like it probably isn't, which is why. But it didn't taste like real vanilla. It kind of just.
I'd put it in D with chocolate Rice Krispies.
Artificial vanilla is not great.
No.
But yeah, this is that's it for our tier list. Honorable mention to Crispix, which wasn't in here. I do love me Crispix. I think it is one of the perfect cereals in terms of you pouring it in your bowl. Put the milk in, give it the old Dunkaroo, and you're good to go. I also really like Crispix as a snack. Very edible. Not high in sugar or anything on the outside, so you can just kind of eat at it with your hands as a snack. Do you feel like we're missing anything in there, Matt? Or
not that I can think of the top of my head. I think we got a good amount.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to have to let us know if the tier list is missing anything. Is missing anything for all of you that you guys love. But would you care to read it for the audio listeners?
Yes. I probably won't do all of the letters.
Okay, let's go.
We'll do the top 2 that mean the most.
Go to F tier first.
F tier, the worst ones: Cookie Crisp and Oreo O's. D, got Shreddies, Alphabets, Apple Jacks, Captain Crunch, Rice Krispies, blah blah blah. Jump it up to the A.
There we go.
Apple Cinnamon Cheerios, Nesquik, Reese Puffs, Corn Pops, Honey Bunch of Oats, Lucky Charms, and Oatmeal Crisp on the A. And the top 5 cereals of this list, in no particular order, because I don't want to say that Cinnamon Toast Crunch is the best cereal of all of this.
I mean, we put most of the others, I would say, relatively order, but yeah, I would say the S is definitely not in a particular order.
Yeah. Top 5 cereals of this list. You're looking at Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Honey Bunch of Oats, Honey Nut Cheerios, Honeycombs, seeing a trend here, and Rice Krispies.
We
our honey cereals. Coming up down the pipe of the Nerdy Misfits. Upcoming soon, we're going to be having Agatha All Along will be premiering.
I'm not excited at all.
Not really caring for that.
There's not a single itch to care.
But
we will watch it.
I mean, it's got one of my favorite actresses in it, so.
So you have a single itch.
Yeah, man.
One singular itch.
Aubrey Plaza, dude.
Who?
Aubrey Plaza.
Who's that?
I'll show you a picture after.
Oh, okay.
I'm excited for that. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. It seems like a weird... It feels like they're expanding on a post-credit scene that no one asked for.
Nailed it.
I think that's the best way to describe it.
Yeah, post-credit expansion. Domain expansion.
Speaking of that, in a couple weeks, we'll be talking about the end of Jujutsu Kaisen manga.
Yeah, the current drama right now is that there's a Jujutsu Kaisen Shippuden coming. That's what all the current rumors are. Have seen nothing to say that that's actually true, but that's just the Reddit popping off.
That's sad.
It's not going to be called that if it was, but
I know, but it's the principle of it.
You say that, but you're reading.
Oh,
Boruto.
I know I'm reading
Okay.
Boruto, and
All
I know
right.
that if My Hero Academia had a sequel, I'd probably read that too, and I hate myself for it. But I'm self-aware of my terrible
fair enough.
habits. Otherwise, yeah, so we'll be talking about that in the month of October. We'll be seeing some movies over the next couple months, so...
Yeah, and we'll be jumping into the fall season. We'll be starting in October as well, which we went over. Check one of our...
Last episode.
Last episode,
yeah.
To see what we'll be watching or are potentially watching. I'm sure we'll end up discussing it through the month of October and beyond. Other than that, feel free to watch Horimiya with us and enjoy some beautiful, chill romance via anime style.
Oh, yeah.
And
until then,
until
thanks
next
for
Wednesday.
listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you then.
Peace.
Bye.
TNMP, the Nerdy Misfit Podcast. Don't forget to join the island by dropping a follow. Thank you, and see you next week.